My name is Sameer Merchant and I am CEO of Illusion Aligners. The global trends in aligners is very interesting because it's one of the most conservative oral healthcare product which is available as compared to technically the dentistry right now. Instead of root canals, grinding of the teeth, all of that has been blessed with having aligners where it's more conservative. So it is bringing a lot of patients who at one point in time didn't want to get dental treatment done, and that's happening globally. So in every country, whoever was reluctant to be at a dental chair is now able to go to a dentist and have a conservative treatment and still get the best smile or the function that he or she deserves. In terms of latest advancement in aligners, let me take you back at least a decade. Probably a decade back, there were only one or two companies globally who were doing this. So the challenges faced were turnaround time, very few options. It would take sometimes 1.5 months to get an aligner treatment done. Versus today with the technology where you have automated thermoforming, great artificial intelligence using the design software, automated trimming softwares, and a lot of local regional companies coming up through use of these technologies have made the process, which was once upon a time almost 45 days, to almost 1 week. So now within 1 week you could have an align treatment started, which was taking a long time before. And also with the help of newer next generation materials, the time that is taken now to do an aligner treatment, which was say a year or 18 months before, can be cut down to as less as 3 to 6 months as well. So now in terms of challenges, there are a few where still the adoption, especially in developing countries, like India or other countries which are developing as compared to developed countries, is still fairly low because people are still, not so sure about trusting aligners. But in terms of technology, it's there. It's all about time. As more and more people will do it, people will get encouraged that the results are fabulous and they will keep doing it. But I would say in terms of guideline, like US and other developed countries have, like say in US, unless you go through a 510K registration, you are not able to give an aligner to a dentist, and a dentist is not supposed to give an aligner to the patient. Similarly, in Europe, it is regulated by CE certification. So if your aligner product is not CE certified, you are not able to give it to a dentist, and the dentist in turn cannot give it to the patient. While in other developing countries, especially say India and some other countries, there are no regulations. So I would say a guideline needs to be created so that the product which goes inside a patient's mouth is completely corrected, and the people who are making it, they follow a certain process, because this, it's a class 2 medical device, so it has to be regulated in any country that the aligners are made, which in turn will benefit the dentist and the patient both. So with the guidelines, I would like to add that, say for example, US is probably the most advanced country in terms of aligners today, in terms of patient acceptance, and I would say majority of people know what aligners are. Even in that country, out of say 7,000 dental labs which are there, there are only about 45 to 50 companies which are allowed to sell aligners to a dentist and to a patient, because they come under the 510K registration norm. Versus in India, there could be 100, 120 companies who are doing aligners without any regulation, which to me is surprising and should be looked into by our medical device regulation, which has just started. So MDR has just started. So starting 1st October, all the dental labs companies fall under medical device registration. But at the same time, they should think about how to get the aligner piece fixed, which is being done in US and Europe, and we should follow the norm here as well. So as Lakshmi Dental Group, we are a 32-year-old company which is being present in India and globally. And for me personally, I started 21 years back. As every kid wanted to be, I wanted to be a cricketer. But my uncle said, I think there are enough cricketers in the country. There are very few dental person who are good enough. So I jumped into this and started this 21 years back. And since then, we have had a lot of great success. So we started with about 4 people. Today, we are close to 1,800 people in the company. We started only in Mumbai. Today our presence is all across India and internationally as well. In US, we have our own facility, our own company in US. We have partners in UK and Europe. So it has been a great journey up till now. In fact, on our Illusion Aligners, which is our category which we just started a couple of years back, we are the only Indian company which received a US 510K registration. That means we are the only Indian company which can sell in US, and our product is certified up to that level. and sooner in the next 3 to 4 months, we'll again be the only company which will be CE certified. So that means the aligners can be sold in Europe as well. So our thought was, if we want to make a product, we make a global product, which is for India and the world, and to create that mark, for India in the global market, that there is an Indian player which can produce quality to the US and European standards. So at Illusion Aligners, we saw a gap which existed in the market in India, where when we started, there was only one way of doing things, which was either you get the whole aligners up front and pay a hefty fees, and even if you wanted to see how the aligners will look, say before and after, you still had to pay money. So we came up with two unique differentiators where we said we will give you a 3D virtual setup at no cost, so that every Indian deserves a right to see what smile can be corrected for him or her and how much it will cost. So during the time of a free 3D virtual setup, you would know how much it will cost. And also we added a factor called pay per aligner. That means usually an aligner treatment is say 1.5 to 2 lakhs for a 10-month duration, and you have to pay upfront. What we said is, instead of doing that, we are happy to give a dentist, because we are an Indian based company which is selling globally, 4 aligners per month, so that a patient who needs say 40 aligners and the cost is 2 lakhs can go to a dentist and only take 4 aligners per month. So it's like an EMI, but nobody is bearing interest. It's pay as you go. As and when you need the aligners, that's when you go to a dentist and you take them. So that is a unique differentiator from us. In terms of future, our vision and our goal is that to make aligners affordable and accessible to the whole country, because there are a lot of youth, teenagers, mid-age people who are not very comfortable and confident about smiling, so that they should be able to smile freely, should be feeling more confident, and at the same time, aligners not only improves the smile, but it also improves the function. So in both categories, we would like to make it affordable and accessible to the whole country.